Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 6 from Section 821 are going to present about the main characteristic of Islam, which is Al-Wasatiyyah. The term Wasatiyyah came from the Quranic expression Umatan Wasatan, which refers to the justice, excellence, and balance of Islamic community or nation in order to serve as Allah's trustworthy in this world and in the hereafter. It can also be translated as justly balanced quality or justly balanced nature of Islam and the Islamic community. However, the more popular translation and widely understood by people is moderation. Moderation in Islam refers to a justly balanced way of life, avoiding extremes and experiencing things in moderation. It is actually one of the basic terms and deliberately used topic in Islam. In the sense of Sharia, it is the central characteristic of Islamic belief and has been used in the very beginning of Islam. Moving on to why we need to understand the concept of Wasatiyyah. In the current situation in the world, it is very fundamental to regularly implement the concept of Wasatiyyah in our lifestyle. This is because, firstly, in Muslim societies, the concept of Wasatiyyah has not been given the attention it deserves. Islam is known as a peaceful religion which advocates interreligious tolerance. However, it has been distorted by the non-Muslim nations, press, NGOs, and religious fundamentalists. The religious extremism and liberalism among some Muslim groups has also tarnished the image of Islam. As a result, the concept of the justly balanced community has been somewhat overlooked in the matter of politics, economy, and the culture of Ummah. Next, the emergence of Muslim militant or sectarian groups such as Shia in Sunni-dominant countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, and southern Thailand over the last 3 decades has tended to ignore mainstream religious doctrines or viewpoints, which is Al-Quran, or to bring about social-religious change based on their own visions of Islamic society, culture, or state. Due to that, religious authorities and concerned Islamic scholars have the urge to promote the correct and balanced understanding of Islamic teachings. Besides, at the present moment, the term moderation begins to be widely used by the political leaders in Western as well as Muslim countries. With their own understandings and interpretations, they implement the concept of Wasatiyyah to underscore the new global quest for a non-violent world and the need to stem the tide of religious radicalism and militancy.
The Quranic meaning and the connotation of Al-Wasatiyyah. The first meaning of Al-Wasatiyyah is justice, which is Al-Adlu. Justice is the most crucial meaning of Wasatiyyah, which makes the Ummah suitable to become witnesses over mankind. Justice can be included as justice to Allah, justice to religion, justice to human beings and all creatures, justice to nature, and justice to oneself. However, the most important meaning of justice is standing in the middlemost position between two or more opposing sides without being biased or prejudiced in making decisions. Without justice, the Ummah cannot be the witnesses to human beings that fail to fulfill their responsibility as the servant of God. As Muslims, we need to maintain and preserve the purity of our religion and perform all the commandments of Allah followed by taqwa, by practicing the balance and moderation in this world and the hereafter. The second meaning is excellence, best and goodness, which is Al-Khairiyah. Allah has entrusted the Muslim to command the good and forbid the evil in the community, which is Amar Ma'ruf Nahi Munkar. In Hadith 34 of An-Nawawi's 40 Hadith, it can be concluded that whenever we see someone in our community perform bad action, we must stand in the middle by preventing them from continuing that action only when we have the power. If we are unable to do that, we can give them some advice. If we are still incapable of doing that, we can just prevent it by hoping it would not happen to us, hating the action and praying good for them. Even though it is the weakest way, it is better than doing nothing. If majority of the community perform ma'ruf and forbids munkar, hence the society will be healthier and the world will become prosperous. The third meaning is balance, which is al-tawassut or al-tawazun. Actually, there are many different terms of balance. However, I will cover only three important meanings of it, which is first, good relationships with other religions. Islam teaches us to respect other religions. For example, we cannot question Trinity in Christianity as it is their faith. Although it is a totally wrong understanding, we cannot insult their faiths. Besides that, Islam itself prohibits forced conversion towards people of any religion. Secondly, carry out present work and hereafter aims fairly. In Islam, there are Fardu Ain and Fardu Kifayah that should be performed by the Ummah equally. It is true that Allah commands us to perform the obligatory deeds, such as performing 5 daily prayers to be rewarded by Him. However, the Fardu Kifayah, which include helping one who is in need, also must be practiced in our life, because these kinds of deeds might benefit others. Thirdly, moderation in behavior. In verse 18 of Surah Luqman, Allah has forbidden us to walk in a pretentious way and turn away our face when we are talking to someone. Meanwhile, in verse 19, Allah has commanded us to be moderate and lower down our voices whenever we speak to people. Both verses tell us to show some respect to others by being humble and modest, because Islam has taught us to treat people around us virtuously.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Firdaus and I will be presenting about the causes and applications of the concept Al-Wasatiyyah. The concept itself wasn't as famous in the olden days, however, it became famous due to modernization. Two of the main causes why the concept became known are radicalism and extremism. Both are connected to terrorism. Radicalism is the need and ideology to break social institution by all means to create a reformation, for example, a revolution. Extremism, however, is a term used both in politics and religion, in which it is an ideology which is considered to be taking the views of both political and religious views to the extreme, which can be considered dangerous to everyone. The concept of Wasatiyyah itself is about moderation in everything as a Muslim. That is why the concept of moderation became famous. Because both extremism and radicalism is dangerous and it does not follow how we as a Muslim live. I will now discuss about the applications of Al-Wasatiyyah. I will be taking Malaysia as an example, as the concept has been integrated in Malaysians in the form of One Malaysia concept that was introduced by the previous Prime Minister Tan Sri Najib. The concept of moderation is integrated into 5 main cores of One Malaysia concept, such as 1. Being religious freedom, where citizens who are non-Muslim are free to practice their own religion, and those who have different cultures are also free to practice their own cultures under the government. Second, being wealth distribution. In Malaysia, we have the level of incomes which are divided into 3, the B40, M40 and D20. Based on the level, the Malaysian government will make a policy for financial assistance to the citizens who are in need. The third being political power, in which all Malaysian citizens from different races and culture are given an equal chance to become a member of the parliament. 4. Being the usage of official language, which is Bahasa Malaysia, to unite everyone because we understand each other and we communicate with the same language, so we know how to communicate our feelings and ideas. This will unite us. And then the last one is education, in which everyone is given an equal chance to have education from going from primary to post-secondary education. When all 5 cores are combined, they create a harmonious community in which everyone lives peacefully, modestly, and united as one community.
Now, we move to the importance of Al-Wasatiyyah. As we all know, Al-Wasatiyyah is moderation. Islam teaches us to be moderate and balanced in all aspects of life. Wahab ibn Nabi also said, "Verily, everything has 2 ends and a middle. If you hold one of the ends, the other will be skewed. If you hold the middle, the 2 ends will be balanced. You must seek the middle ground in all things." It means that Moderate is the center point between two extremes that contributes to a lot of advantages. First of all, al-wasatiyyah or simply moderation is very important in the acts of worship like prayer, fasting and charity. For our daily prayers, we are advised to recite the ayah and surah in a moderate voice which is not too loud nor too soft. Allah Almighty even said, "Do not recite too loudly in your prayer nor too softly, but seek a way between them." Surah Al-Isra verse 110. For voluntary acts of worship, it is good to perform any extra prayers regardless the 5 daily prayers. But we should not overdo it and always be moderate in worshipping. Prophet Muhammad SAW even asked his companions to limit their extra worship, so that they will perform their duties for the families and also to maintain their health. From Hadrat Salman Al-Farisi, he said, "You have a duty to your Lord, you have a duty to your body, and you have a duty to your family. So you should give each one its right." So we need to be moderate in performing the extra prayers and not to exert ourselves. Next, for charity purpose, we should be moderate when doing charity. It means that we should do the charities like money donation, doing services and sometimes for auction in our own capabilities. Allah Almighty said, "They are those who, when they spend, are neither extravagant nor miserly, but follow a middle way between them." Surah Al-Furqan verse 67. It shows that we just need to spend enough to help others in need and return enough for our beloved family and ourselves. Last but not least, moderation also is crucial as a characteristic in leadership. Moderation in being a leader will lead to a strong government and contribute to a successful country. Let's take a look at how Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan applied the characteristic of moderation in his leadership. He correlated this with a delicate strand of hair in which he and his people held and balanced by making sure it was not too loose and not too tight. Muawiyah then said, "When they loosen it, I will tighten it. When they tighten it, I will loosen it," so that it will balance his leadership and also his companions. I believe the great way to have a powerful country is through the balance of the leader and the community. To conclude, al-Wasatiyyah brings forth many benefits for us to have a good life, and we should apply the concept of moderation in every aspect in life.
In conclusion, Al-Wasatiyyah is a rightful balance for every aspect in this world. It is a balanced creation of the entire universe at alam al-shahada, such as physical universe, micro and microcosm, humans, flora, fauna, inanimate environments like oxygen and hydrogen, and alam al-ghaib like unseen universe like arshi, angels, heaven, hell, jinn and death. Wasatiyyah provides us the Khalifah of earth, guidelines and rules to be a moderate person, just and balanced in religion, belief, worship of Allah, action, ethical values, developing, conflicting, and calculating strategies, plans, and activities in daily life. Based on this guideline, we have to try our best to maintain a balance in dealing either with the word of ibadah. Thus, the Wasatiyyah concept is suitable for an application on all aspects of national administration, because the cause of divergence can be halted before it abandons itself in the minds of society. Although differences are the source of disunity, hence the Wasatiyyah concept in Islam is there to unite people without destroying these differences. But when the government, community and education sectors and others support the Wasatiyyah concept, threats and extreme actions and movement toward Wasatiyyah can be predicted and eliminated together.